任せてるます。
はい。すいません。奥の待合室でお待ちください。はい。
Hirokazu Koreeda's 1998 film Afterlife.
Ready?
Charlotte Wells' 2022 film After Sun.
Come on.
Come on, Kuka.
And Kogonada's 2021 film After Yang. Each film explores the nature of memory, death, and how technology contributes to our engagement with each of these concepts. These films have changed the way I perceive life and how I exist in the world. So I've decided to explore how they did so, and how they relate to each other. Afterlife begins with a question. If you could choose a single memory from your life to take with you into the afterlife, which would you choose?
もう状況はおよそお分かりになっていると思いますが、念のためにもう一度確認させていただきます。多々良公子さん、つまりあなたですが、昨日お亡くなりになりました。どうもご愁傷様です。
ご愁傷様です。
その85年間の間で一番人生の中で印象に残った大切な思い出を一つだけ選んでいただきたいんですが。
This is what each person must do when they enter the way station, a sort of liminal space existing between life and death. After picking a memory, it is recreated on film for the deceased to bring with them into eternity. For some, it takes just a moment of thought to choose a memory, while others struggle to decide, or even choose not to pick a memory.
選ぶつもり全くないんですよ。全くないですから。
The film itself exists in a liminal state, between memory and film, between documentary and fantasy. Many of the spirits in the way station are non-actors who chose memories from their actual lives. Some of these memories were so compelling that director Koreeda decided to bring them to life on film, and the film features behind-the-scenes footage of that filmmaking process and the film crew. This makes it feel like you're watching an actual documentary that was filmed in the afterlife. According to Koreeda, there are 3 types of memories in afterlife: the people's descriptions of their lives, the unreal video recordings of their lives, and the recreations, also unreal, based on the people's memories. Whatever we are shown, it is never the actual, original experience. As one character who refuses to pick a memory puts it,
でもそれはただの記憶でしかないじゃないですか。記憶っていうのは結局人間のイメージに変わって、イメージっていうものに変わっていくと思うんですよ。
neuroscience teaches us that each time we remember something, we rewrite that memory. So, the next time we remember it, what we're actually thinking about is the last time we thought about that, not the actual original memory. In Akira Kurosawa's 1952 film Ikiru, To Live, a man named Watanabe discovers he is about to die and realizes he never really lived. In Afterlife, a man named Watanabe has already died and can't pick a memory because he never really lived. So he must review VHS footage of his entire life.
記憶は記録とは違いますから、ビデオはあくまで参考にと考えてください。記憶を蘇らせる手助けにしていただければと思います。
そうですか。それはどうも
This shows us that in the afterlife, the staff can access footage of any moment from anyone's life. Instead of sending the spirits off into eternity with a clinical documentary of the moment they chose,
何か一つさ生きた証をさ残して死にたいよ。また始まったら証。
the staff makes a point of recreating the experience based off of the emotions that made it so special. They seem to understand that there may be more truth in subjective experience than there is in objective reality. As Koreeda puts it, an important role of memory is to keep alternative versions of history alive, as opposed to authorized official ones. The filmmaking process also turns memories into collaborative projects, bringing new people into the memory, rewriting it, while simulating it for others. For me, this is the central revelation of the film, says Koreeda, that the accumulation of any person's life is embedded in the chain of human experiences. Bits and pieces of ourselves are held in the minds of everyone we encounter in life. Before Afterlife, Koreeda made a documentary, Without Memory. This deeply moving film follows Hiroshi Sekino, who lives with anterograde amnesia, a symptom of Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome.
また全然わからないですよ。退院したのどうだったんだっけ？1年3ヶ月。1年3ヶ月。毎日うちにいるかって。
Ever since he was left malnourished by a hospital after a surgery,
多分夜中
he has lost the ability to acquire new memories.
と現実の境っていうものをどこに線を引いてっていうのがわからないものですから、心のどっかで疑っているんですね。これは本当に現実なのかどうか。ひょっとしてもうじき目が覚めるんじゃないか。自分が今この時間の流れの中にいるのかいないのか、存在してるのかどうかっていうのがまるでわからないんですね。
Not having a memory is more than not being able to remember. Without memory, you can no longer be certain of your own existence.
多分初めて自分の状況に気づいたというかね。
This experience, and Koreeda's childhood time with his grandfather, who likely had Alzheimer's, appear to be the driving forces behind Afterlife. Memory is likely just a result of the biological imperative to not make the same mistakes again, to keep track of how to obtain sustenance and keep ourselves alive. And yet, it feels much more important than its simple scientific description. Some memories are painful, and we wouldn't mind forgetting, or we may even do our best to forget, like an eternal sunshine of the spotless mind.
How happy is the blameless vessel's lot? The world forgetting by the world forgot. Eternal sunshine of a spotless mind.
While other memories we hope to hold on to forever.
Oh my god, what even is that?
These are my moves.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing.
After Sun is Sophie's last memory of her father, Callum.
Where were you? What were you going to interview me about?
These memories are prompted by the home video footage that he left to her. Recordings of their trip to Turkey for his birthday.
I'm 11, and you are 130, turning 131 in 2 days. So, when you were 11, what did you think you would be doing now?
It seems that Sophie is finally reconciling these difficult memories because she is now the same age her father was the last time she saw him, and she now has a child of her own. As she watches the footage, we watch her memories of the trip fill in the gaps. We even see her imagination of what her dad was doing when she wasn't there. As a child, she was sensitive to his mood. Now, as an adult, she can imagine what he was really going through. Like Afterlife, After Sun features non-actors, blurring the line between documentary and drama.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sophie's not in this scene with a real-life scuba instructor, so we can assume that she's imagining this authentic
One
interaction.
season somewhere, next season somewhere else. But now I'm here, back home.
And do you miss it?
Chilling.
Aye.
Not as much as I was missing home, to be honest. And I'm going to have a baby soon.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah, a few years ago I thought I would be at least 40 before all that, but
I can't see myself at 40, to be honest. Surprised I made it to 30.
Callum sees no future for himself. Maybe he is grieving his own life. Maybe he's grieving the life he could have. Maybe he's grieving how Sophie will feel after he's gone.
My name is Sophie Leslie Patterson, reporting live from... I don't know the name of this book.
Sophie records what feel like authentic vlogs, making her incredibly relatable for people who grew up in the 2000s or later. She acts exactly how I did with cameras around her age, same as my friends and siblings.
Come on, so turn it off now, okay?
Okay, it's off.
I can see a red light.
That's just because it's still on. Look, it's not even on you anymore, it's on me. Okay, it's not recording. I'll just record it in my little main camera.
The use of retro technology in After Sun creates a feeling of nostalgia, similar to the effect of Afterlife. As we watch other people's memories, fabricated as they may be, we can sympathize and nearly take ownership of the experiences because of how familiar they are. We can almost feel what it's like to be the protagonist, thanks to the textures of the technology used to convey their experiences.
You okay through there?
I don't know, I guess. I just feel a bit down or something.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Don't you ever feel like you've just done a whole amazing day and then you come home and feel tired and down and feels like your bones don't work, they're just tired and everything is tired, like you're sinking. I don't know, it's weird.
Callum sees this rug as a sort of physical representation of his life.
Don't you think this one's lovely?
And as we later see, it now belongs to adult Sophie. Her father did his best to leave her with what little he had, and as much as he thought she could handle. After Yang follows a family dealing with the grief of a deceased son and brother. Maybe a century in our future, Yang is a techno-sapiens who suddenly ceases operation for an unknown reason. Thinking it's just a temporary malfunction, Jake attempts to have Yang repaired. Eventually, an expert lets him know that the issue seems to be the memory card. There's nothing that can be done. It turns out, Yang had a rare ability that allowed him to record his perspective for a few seconds a day, so he was able to choose what he wanted to remember most. Jake is given readers to review Yang's memories himself. Yang's memories exist in a liminal space that is somewhere between a forest and an entire universe.
Play.
The grief of losing his synthetic son has hit Jake harder than he let on. He seems to have been depressed for a long time, but now having the opportunity to see how Yang saw the world, literally, and comparing it to his own memories, his perception is altered. Maybe Yang saw the world as it really is. Jake owns a tea shop, carrying on an ancient tradition from a time in a land that he doesn't come from. Yang knows all of the information about these traditions and this land, but he may have never truly experienced it.
What do you like about tea?
Do you mean the taste of tea?
Maybe. Is the taste why you like tea? Is it why you've given your life to tea?
Given my life to tea? Well, that sounds pretty serious.
Is it not serious?
I guess I've acquired a taste for tea. But it's not why I became interested. So you want to smell it first. You know, there's not just flavor in the aroma, there's history, too. Drink it all at once.
What did you think?
Repeat.
One question that comes to mind is whether Yang was able to access his recorded memories, or if they were only accessible to others post-mortem. Maybe Yang could only live in the moment. Whatever he was capable of, the result was that his memories made a difference in the lives of others.
Play. Pause. Zoom in.
One of Yang's memories features what is supposed to be a Lily Choo Choo concert. Lily Choo Choo was a Japanese artist who was originally a fictional character created for Shunji Iwai's 2001 film All About Lily Choo Choo. This homage brings to mind that film for those who have seen it. Once again featuring nostalgic technology, this dark coming-of-age explores the experience of teenagers at the birth of online internet forums. The music and technology bring to the teens a safe place to escape to. But the internet creates parasocial relationships, disconnecting us from each other and the world. In After Yang, however, the internet seems to be non-existent. The film depicts an eco-punk future where people use technology in the most minimal and sustainable ways, so they can focus on fostering connections with each other and nature. Maybe After Yang is the counterpoint to the darkness of All About Lily Choo Choo, where technology helps us reconnect rather than disconnect. Each of these films has at least one moment of komorebi, a Japanese term for the dappled sunlight coming through tree leaves, the ever-changing pattern of shadow and light. Maybe this image is so beautiful because it reminds us of our lives, the difficult and beautiful moments coming and going, even dancing together, creating fleeting, unique experiences constantly. The ephemeral nature of komorebi reminds us of our own mortality, that we have this experience for a short and special moment.
Play.
Where do our memories go when we die? Or even while we're still alive? If we can't keep them for eternity, why do we get to keep them at all?
Your collection is growing.
Oh, hi. Yes, it's getting bigger. There's also a famous folk tale about two lovers who die of broken hearts and reemerge as butterflies. Also, the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly."
I like that. I like that. Is this something you believe? That the end is also a beginning, is also the beginning.
For the caterpillar, yes.
But do you believe it's true for all things?
I'm fine if there's nothing in the end.
Does it ever make you feel sad?
There's no something without nothing.
Yang, an android, passing on his memories, is reminiscent of Blade Runner's climactic Tears in the Rain scene.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
This character in Afterlife, Shiori, goes location scouting for the memory films. She herself is a spirit, wandering the streets of Tokyo. This seems to be an homage to Wim Wenders' 1987 film Wings of Desire, In this film, angels watch over the living. But one angel envies humans so much that he incarnates as one. This is again reminiscent of the American classic Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life from 1946, where an angel does the opposite. He works to earn his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Actually, the original title of Afterlife is Wonderful Life, in reference to that film.
月って面白いですよね。元の形はいつも同じなのに、光の当たる角度によってその形はいろんな風に変わって見える。
月の話をしに来たの？私の部屋に。
ちょっと難しかったかな。
This is it, Joel. It's gonna be gone soon.
I know.
What do we do?
Enjoy it.
Like much of the way station, the moon in Afterlife is actually a facade. More evidence, the staff values shared perception more than objective reality. Afterlife ends the way it began. Bells and the arrival of the recently deceased. The cycle continues. Death goes on. The title Aftersun lets us know that this reminiscence has been a cathartic experience for Sophie, something to help her heal from the burns her father left her with. After Yang ends without much closure, maybe because grief never really ends.
Can't sleep.
All we're left with are the difficult, beautiful memories.
Don't want to say bye to Kaka.
Me neither.
I wanna be. I wanna be. I wanna be just like a melody, just like a simple sound, like an
Hiroshi will remember almost nothing of this day. But even though he cannot hold his own memories, as long as they remain in the people who know him, then, in a way, the memories of his life are not entirely lost. Perhaps Hiroshi's identity no longer depends on his own memories.
With this understanding of the nature of memory and its relation to death, I arrive at two obligations. First, I should document and pass on as many of my experiences as possible. They are invaluable and ought to be kept alive, and yet they aren't mine to keep. Second, if memories are nothing but fabrications, my own mind images that help me make sense of my life, then the only real experience is the original moment right now. Keeping memories alive and living in the moment seems contradictory, but it's possible. Through the cultivation of presence, I can vividly consider that which came before this moment in this moment. I must recognize, even while creating a video essay, or even while watching a video essay, that I am alive, having a real experience, it's not just the big moments that are important. Oftentimes, it's the little ones that are far more meaningful.